This is Dissecting the Market. I'm James, and today I'm pleased to announce that the Faraday Futures and PSAC merger that I spoke about last week has now been confirmed. So we have some great news for my viewers, following on from my video last week on the possible merger between Faraday Futures and Property Solutions Acquisitions Corp. We've now had the news officially confirmed, and looking at the share price, it's now almost doubled in the pre-market from where we bought it last week. So congratulations to anyone that got in on this stock with me. This is how we multiply, hopefully getting in before everybody else, before it's cool, and riding that wave up. Now, so far, I'm really liking how professional and slick everything that Faraday are putting out at the moment. The website is already updated and looks great, and they've done an investor presentation which is full of new information and things we didn't know before, like the new models of cars and vans and showing off their skateboard platform. So I thought I'd just run through the investor presentation and show you a couple of the highlights from it. Now, first up, the deal will value Faraday Futures at 2.6 billion, with 775 million coming from PIPE investors. That's an amazing achievement by Property Solutions. 775 million is a huge amount, so definitely well done to them for raising that much. Now, I know a lot of investors were concerned because Property Solutions Acquisitions Corp was set up to go into the property and estate agent business, basically. But like I said on my last video and under a few of the comments on there, it's not something I was worried about. It happens quite a lot. There was a lot of the M&J stocks moving into the EV sector, so it's fairly common. And I'm also thinking now that with Faraday Futures home charging technology, Property Solutions Acquisitions Corp may have some contacts in the real estate industry. So this actually might be quite a good little bonus to have for Faraday Futures when they're trying to grow their home charging network. Now, Faraday's Future already have 2 billion of funding to date, which is a huge amount and has given them everything they need to make this thing happen. They want to have their first cars on the road within 12 months. And looking through the presentation, this thing is crazy fast for an SUV. I know we've already talked about it, but 2.4 seconds to 60 and over 1,000 horsepower. As a bit of a car guy myself, this thing gets me really excited, just like the Tesla did when that first came out. The power and speed is amazing for its size. I remember it wasn't long ago you'd need to buy a Bugatti to get that kind of power. Like I said in my last video, I just love the interior. It's so different to what everyone else is doing. They seem to be ticking so many boxes with a beautiful interior and face-ripping speeds. Now, this bit was interesting to me. They're showing a lineup of other cars that they're planning to bring to market. So obviously starting with their top-of-the-line flagship car, the FF91, this is a good tactic in my eyes because it will get everyone excited about the brand, similar to what Tesla and NIO have done. They will then be moving into the premium mass market car, so their BMW 5 Series or Tesla Model S equivalent, and then finally moving to their cheaper mass market car, with delivery vans coming further down the line. I like the look of this business model and I'm excited to see if they can actually pull this off. We then run through the management team, and as we've already discussed on this channel, they have an impressive board. We obviously have the chap who led the BMW i8 project, which we spoke about on my last video, but look at some of these other names: GM, Karma, Maserati, BMW, Porsche. Then we have someone from Fox, Motorola, Lee Eco. And if we scroll down further here, we can see their leadership team have worked with Tesla, Ford, Volvo, Toyota. So these guys are the real deal. So here they're running through some of the features. Again, we've covered this on the channel before, but they have 378 miles of range, DC fast charging, crazy speed and horsepower, all-wheel drive with torque vectoring, which will help it accelerate and corner quicker. 100-inch of screens across 11 displays. And named one of the best cars of CES 2020 with 1,400 pre-orders already. Further down here you can see a couple of the guys have driven it from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, which is about 270 miles, and they still had 110 miles left, which is pretty good. And in June 2017, because don't forget these guys have been around for a while now, they became the fastest production EV to blaze through Pikes Peak 12-mile track at 11 minutes and 25 seconds, which is 23 seconds quicker than their previous record holder, the Tesla Model S. Now, I've said it before, I'm a huge fan of this interior and it looks like Jalopnik agrees. saying traditional automakers would kill to have an EV program with the level of development and interior technology that Faraday are offering. The back seats don't look like anything else I've seen, in a good way, and with all sorts of new technology built in, like facial recognition, so the car will set up your music or heating just by looking at you. They have 6 driver-focused screens with a heads-up display, as well as gesture control, just like you get in a BMW, so it's cram-packed full of the latest technology. So each seat has its own little bubble. It will recognise you with facial recognition and set your own individual sound, heat, seat position, all that kind of stuff, massage. They have a 17-inch screen for the front passenger and a massive 27-inch rear screen. I know where I'd want to be sitting on long drives. Imagine relaxing in the back, watching a movie with the panoramic roof open. It's really looking super high-end inside this thing. They compare themselves here to some of the other EV manufacturers. You can see they pretty much beat everyone else on horsepower. They are sat just behind Tesla on 0 to 60, and don't forget this is an SUV. Again, Tesla beats it slightly on range, and it comes in behind Tesla and Porsche on charge times. I was surprised to see NIO up here at 60-minute charge. So they plan to have their USA plant open within 9 months. This is already underway, and they expect it to be capable of building 10,000 cars a year, with a second factory opening in Korea planned for 2023, with a larger production capacity of 270,000 cars a year. Now don't forget, this car is designed around a skateboard platform, similar to RE, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago. This will mean that 60% of their parts are common amongst all models, allowing them to bring down costs and even possibly sell this platform to other manufacturers. Could you imagine if someone like GM teamed up with them to use their platform? You never know. These things can be customised to meet whatever demand, so vans or small cars too, and even their little car platform has 350 horsepower. So we can see here their delivery targets, and again they'll start with the flagship FF91 Futurist. Fully loaded, these will be $180,000 and are competing with the Bentley and Mercedes. I like this technique because it's going to get all the motoring journalists and enthusiasts talking about the car and hopefully excited about the car and the brand. They want to launch this in Q1 next year, so potentially beating the likes of Fisker, with the lower spec car coming in Q4 next year. They will then launch the premium mass market car in 2023 with prices ranging from $59,000 to $95,000. And finally the Model 3 Model Y rival coming in 24 with prices ranging from $45,000 to $65,000. They also want to launch their vans in the US, Europe and China in Q1 2023. Now these guys have been around for quite a while and they design everything in-house, including their liquid cooled battery packs, the inverters and their drive unit. So again, they may potentially sell this technology to other brands. Their power to weight and their battery density is currently beating the competition with their in-house technology. So it's impressive stuff, and going back to Fisker again, we just have way more information on Faraday Futures than Fisker's given us at this point. They also have their own autonomous driving tech with over 880 global patents filed. They've even thought about after-sales support and have things like a loaner car program if you ever have problems with your car, with service centres across 20 countries over the next few years. They then compare themselves to some of the other EV startup companies. You can see they've raised way more money than any of the others before the SPAC merger has even begun, raising $2 billion so far. They're also the largest SPAC so far, with a $2.6 billion transaction value. You can see here they have their manufacturing facility built and 91% of their tooling and parts suppliers already set up. And this is the great thing about Faraday. They've been around a long time and they're just that bit further along than the rest of their competition. So that kind of sums up the investor presentation, or some of the highlights from it. A lot to get your head around, a lot of exciting stuff I think. It'll be interesting to see how all the reviews come out when the car's actually launched, and yeah, a lot of exciting times ahead hopefully for this company. So I obviously got into this stock at $11.50 last week when I made my video on it. You're probably wondering, you know, am I going to sell any shares or buy some more? I'm actually just going to hold on to these things. It's something I'm looking at for the long term. Obviously, if there's a massive spike and something crazy happens, I'd probably sell off my shares. But I'm actually just planning on holding on to these ones for a while and see what happens. So far, everything's looking really good with Faraday. It's all very polished. I really like the car, really fast, really luxurious, something that I think a lot of people are getting excited about. So yeah, I'm gonna hold on to my shares of Faraday for now and ride the wave out, hopefully. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like and remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.